So welcome to the next bit of our beginners landscape album using the paparazzi papers. This is where it gets exciting because we're going to start to assemble our album. So it's going to start to take shape really quickly. So I'm going to keep this original album here, my Cozy Cottage one, just so I can refer back to it. So I'm going to open my cover first. No, we don't need to open the cover yet. We need to do our base pages first. So let's move everything out of the way and just bring in those 8 base pages. Now, just to help a little bit, I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. I'm not going to do any scoring. It's just to help me line things up. So I still want to burnish this as flat as I can. I'm going to peel back just the corner of my tape, just to reveal some of the sticky, and press it down. I'm going to do the same at this end, and expose some more tape. So this is going to make a pocket page now. This one, I'm not going to take the tape off yet. I'm just going to place up in the corner. This one, I'm going to flip it over. So we've got our tabs on opposite sides. And I'm lining up everything into that corner. And I'm using this left-hand edge just to make sure everything is nice and straight. Now we had some exposed tape at the top and some exposed tape at the bottom. And then these 2 bits can now be pulled to expose the rest of the tape. So I'm just pulling that out and burnishing it down. So that's just helped me keep everything nice and straight. So now when I flip it around, I can do exactly the same. I can fold this back and fold this back just to expose some tape. I'm going to try and keep my pocket as flat as I can. I can press down in the middle here because the tape is still covered. And I'm trying to keep it flat and flat here. And then just pull out my tape and burnish it down. And that's how I made my pocket. So I'm just going to do that 3 more times to get all my pockets ready. Make sure my tabs are in opposite directions. And pull it out. Using my hand to keep everything as flat as I can, so we don't have too much of a bow in our pocket. There's 2 pages done. On to my 3rd one. Oh, I haven't done the other side yet. I'll just do one, just to speed things up a bit. And the last one. Last page. So by doing it this way, you can really make your pages whatever size you want. You're just adding 1/2 inch to the one side, scoring it and folding the 2 together. So whatever size page you want, that is the basis of your pocket page. So our next step is our spine. Now, before I start to build my spine, I'm just going to bring it in And I'm going to just miter from the outside to my first score line. It's easier to do it on the back on this one now. So flip it over. Just to the first score line. That'll just help to slide the pocket pages on. And again, to my first score line, flip it over, my second. And again on the other one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now that we've got our spines and our base pages, we can actually start to assemble. One thing I did forget to do when I was taping was put the tape on the back of my spine. Now I need that to attach it onto there, but because our spine hinges are so important, I'm actually going to strengthen it with a little bit of glue. And so what I'm going to do is line this now down the center. Now if you did those 2 score lines, it's now they're going to help you make sure your spine or your hinge is down the center. I'm just going to take my Teflon tool. You might just see those words, so I'm going to rub out my S2 there. And that is your spine hinge done. Obviously it needs to be attached to your cover now, so we are going to need more tape. Now this is where you don't want to be stingy with your tape. Okay, you want this to stick nicely. There we go. And again, I will be adding glue to this. My glue is running out. I'll have to get a new one before I start the decoration, I think. There we go. So let's bring in our cover. And this is what I was saying, I put a bit of extra black tape down the middle because when I would have added this, you might have seen a little tiny bit of grey board there. So by doing it like this now, I've hidden that behind here. Okay. So you would have seen a little bit just exposed there. So that black tape's just hiding the brown. And now it's a case of adding our pages. So if you're just going to make your basic version, just your basic album, you would now attach your pages on as so. But what I'm going to do is decorate our pages before attaching them today. So if you aren't following the pockets of things I have created, you might want to skip to the end of this video to see me applying the pockets. Right, so let's do those IC1 pockets. So IC1 is inside cover 1, the first pocket. So I'm just lining it bottom left corner of my pocket and sticking it down. Okay, so make sure I haven't gone over the edge. Nope. And then I'm going to expose the 2 sides. Keeping my pocket nice and flat with my hand and then making contact. Okay, so I'm using my hand in the center just to keep it flat. And then on top of that, I'm going to do exactly the same. Take off the bottom of IC2. And again, I'm going to line it bottom left, bring down to bottom right, keeping it nice and flat. Now I'm going to expose the 2 short sides. And keep things Nice and easy. We're going to do exactly the same on the back cover, but this time I'm lining up with the right hand side. It's just easier to see that side than it is to see on the left because of all that black tape. Again, I'm going to keep it nice and flat, burnish it down, and I'm going to put my other IC2 on top. And this is where you could start adding your own flair if you've got border dies or punches, like the envelope punch board to make notches. You can, but I said I'm making this for beginners and the basic album, and I said I wouldn't be using punches and dies or things, keeping it nice and simple. So there's our inside covers done. So I'm going to put that aside and let's move on to page 1. Now I really like page 1 because it's got a photo space here for a 6x4. You can put a 6x4 photo here, and you've still got this deep pouch which you can put more things into. You can even have some more things there. So we need the pocket and a flap. So page 1. Here's page 1 pocket and page 1 flap. So let's start just by attaching the pocket. So I'm peeling off, you've got the 2 parallel ones, I'm peeling off the other side. That is then going to the edge of page 1. I'll make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. I'm just going to expose a little bit here because I want to try and keep things moving. So I can jiggle around this top bit now without worry about it sticking. Keeping everything nice and flat. So that's our pocket. We've still got that open edge then to attach to our spine. And we've got this flap then, which I'm going to attach here. I'm just going to bring it here so I can line it up. I'm just going to centralize it by eye, taking that fold edge to the edge of the page. So that's page 1 assembled. Let's move on to page 2. So page 2, I said all the backs are just flat plain papers, is our 2 triangle pockets. So let's bring those 2 in. So I'm going to start off, I don't think I folded these, did I? There we go. I'm just going to expose the bits in the corner. And I'm going to place the one on the right hand side first. So I'm just lining up that corner. And I'm lining it up with the edge of my pocket page. I'm going to take it out. Slowly. There we go. And again across the bottom. And now I'm going to do the same on the left hand side. So I'm just going to line up my corner, line up with the edge of my page, just slowly take it out, there we go. And then across the bottom as well. And that's where we've got our 2 triangular pockets. So that is page 2 done. You can see once all the prep work is done, the assembling is really quick, and because we got that flexi hinge, it all lies nice and flat. So this one's got that big pocket, so we can put our large photos there, and then 2 smaller pockets on top. So we've got 1, 2, 3 pockets. We should have page 3 pocket 1, page 3 pocket 2, page 3 pocket 3. So let's bring in another page blank. So there was 2 parallel ones. I'm just going to bring in the other one. I could have just done a little bit off, but because I've got these two sort of acting as stilts, I can hover and then press down, because it just opens as a flap then. Now I'm going to do the partial exposure. So that's the large pocket. And now the short pocket is going across the bottom of that pocket. So building the pocket on top of that pocket this time. Let's try and get that nice and flat. Nice and flat there. Let's burnish it on. And we've just got another little pocket, a shallow one, to go on top again. So all the elements are so simple, but just offer so much space for your elements. Lots of photo spaces, lots of tuck spots, hidey places. So there we go, that's page 3. And now we're on to page 4. This is the one with a waterfall. So we've got a large pocket, which is going to go across the bottom of our page. I'm showing you what it's going to look like, have I? Let's have a look. So we've got this large pocket going across here, then another pocket here, and then we're going to build our waterfalls on that smaller one. So this is the large one. So you can really fit your 5x7 photos into that one. Then we've got another pocket. So I want it to go here so that this exposed one is off to the side. I find it easier just to turn it around. So this is going straight onto that large pocket. So let's get that one done. And then our waterfalls are going to be built on top. So we're just going to line up number 1. Then number 2, I'm going to open that first waterfall and I'm going to bring that folded edge just to meet and tidy up that. So you get a nice clean edge there. I'm going to do the same again. Just going to bring it up to that edge. And then the last one, you can just do the same again. Or if you want to tidy that up even more, if we fold it the other way, just train it the other way, and take this exposed bit off and take that onto this one. So I can line it up now with the edge of my pocket and place it down. And that'll just give you a nice edge. Now if the raw bit is the wrong side, just burnish it around. So there you can see we've got a deep pocket there, another pocket there, and 4 waterfalls, which we'll add magnets to later on when we're decorating. So those are the 4 pages. So it's up to you now if you want to decorate it before attaching them, or we can do it now. So as this is the assembly part of the video, let's attach them now. So I'm taking off my first spine to make sure I got page 4, although it doesn't matter, it depends which order you want. So I've got some tape there which will keep it in place, but on the back I need to put some glue on the back of my spine. I thought I had enough glue left. Here's coming very slowly. There we go. I think it was just because it was upright and running out. There we go. We'll not put it up again. So now that glue will stop anything that we put in falling out. So I'm going to open up my pocket page. And because we mitered those corners, it can just slide on. Now I want my score line to still just be visible. I don't want to cover that score line from my spine. Otherwise, if I go over, you're going to lose that flexibility in the hinge. So again, we're going to hopefully put some glue on the back. Expose that tape. So bring in page 3, open it up, and we're going to slide it on. There we go. Now the joy of this type of hinge is you have got a little bit of wiggle room. It doesn't have to be as spot on as if it was just straight down. Now we're going on to page 2. So now I'm working the other way now. So I want the back facing me, or I can just slide on this way. Just up to that hinge. And the last one. And the glue survived till the end. So this is page 1. So again, my flap is opening to the right. So I'm going to flip it over this way. There we go. So there we are. That's the assembly of the book all complete. So join me again and we'll start to decorate it.